In a world obsessed with material success and appearance, few recognize the deeper forces that shape human attraction. While social status, wealth, and appearance all matter, the true magnetism that unites people operates on an invisible level, a person's energy field or aura. Women are strongly influenced by this energy, consciously or subconsciously. A man who radiates a pure, strong, and stable aura exudes a natural energy that transcends superficial attraction. This explains why some men struggle to maintain deep and meaningful relationships, while others struggle with boring or unfulfilling relationships despite apparent success. Aura is not simply a mystical concept. It is the vibrational frequency that emanates from a person based on their thoughts, emotions, habits, and spiritual practices. It reflects inner purity, discipline, and alignment with higher principles. A man who cultivates his energy through semen retention and spirituality refines this aura, making it powerful and irresistibly attractive. Unlike fleeting charm or forced confidence, an aura of purity is deeply rooted. It cannot be created or manufactured overnight. Modern men often neglect this aspect of personal development, focusing exclusively on external validation. This leads to temporary relationships, emotional instability, and a lack of true connection. However, when a man learns to refine his inner world through practices such as semen retention, meditation, and discipline, his mere presence speaks volumes. He becomes the embodiment of stability, self-confidence, and spiritual depth, the qualities that naturally attract the most talented women. This video explores why women are instinctively drawn to men with a strong, pure aura, how semen retention plays a crucial role in developing this energy, and how spiritual practices amplify and refine a man's vibrational presence. Most importantly, it shows you how to cultivate this energy, not only for attention, but also for personal mastery and spiritual development. Unconscious energy perception. Women have the innate ability to sense a man's energy beyond his words and actions. This is not a consciously developed skill, but rather an evolutionary advantage deeply embedded in their psyche. Throughout history, women have relied on their intuition when choosing a partner, which provides them with emotional security, strength, and longevity. A man's energy, stability, and charisma indicate whether he possesses these qualities and makes him the ideal partner. Unlike men who often judge attraction by visual perception, women place great importance on energy perception. A man with a weak or impure aura, usually caused by excessive self-righteousness, lack of discipline, or negative thinking, unconsciously rejects quality relationships. Even if he is physically attractive or financially successful, his energy lacks depth, and women notice this. Conversely, a man who has cultivated self-control through sperm conservation and spiritual discipline exudes a magnetic presence. His energy is distant, serene, and powerful, qualities that immediately distinguish him. Science is gradually revolutionizing these ancestral teachings. Quantum physics posits that all beings, including humans, emit energy fields that interact with each other. This means that attraction isn't just a matter of chemistry, but also of vibrational compatibility. A woman is naturally drawn to a man whose aura vibrates at a higher frequency, a sign of strength, leadership, and inner clarity. A man who constantly wastes his energy on uncontrollable desires operates at a lower frequency, which makes him fundamentally less attractive. This understanding is crucial for any man who wishes to transcend the superficial dynamics of modern society. Instead of chasing women or isolating himself from outside influences, he should focus on refining his inner energy. When this shift occurs, he will no longer need to prove his worth. Your mere presence speaks louder than words or material possessions. Semen retention and the refinement of masculine energy. Semen retention is not just an ancient practice. It is a transformative discipline that refines and strengthens masculine energy. In traditional spiritual teachings, semen is considered the essence of life, the raw material of creation, vitality, and spiritual growth. When a man preserves this life energy, he experiences intense confidence in his inner power. More importantly, he begins to radiate a stronger, purer aura that influences how others perceive and interact with him. When a man regularly and unconsciously produces sperm, it robs him of his ultimate vitality. This decline manifests not only physically, but also energetically. He becomes more agitated, more anxious, and more unstable. His aura loses its luster and therefore becomes less attractive to women, who instinctively seek out men with vibrant, vital energy. Conversely, a man who withholds his semen and channels that energy appropriately exudes a unique aura that naturally attracts attention. Many men confuse semen retention with abstinence. However, its true power lies in transmutation, the ability to use this stored energy for higher purposes, such as intellectual growth, creative expression, and spiritual development. Ancient yogis and Taoists practiced semen retention not only for health reasons, but also to cultivate a divine presence that transcends ordinary human interactions. Over time, those who master this practice experience an inner transformation. Their body language becomes calmer, their speech more powerful, and their eyes shine with determination. Women, naturally sensitive to energetic changes, can sense this power. They don't consciously understand why they are attracted to such a man, but they feel the strength of his presence. This is the power of sperm retention. It refines a man's aura, transforming it into a balanced, disciplined body with spiritual awareness. Spirituality and aura purification. While semen retention is the basis of energy cultivation, spirituality purifies and enhances it. A man who retains his semen but lacks spiritual discipline may be prone to self-centered desires, anger or negativity that alter his aura. True magnetism involves not only maintenance, but also purification and alignment of energy with a higher consciousness. Meditation, breathing, and prayer are important tools for refining this energy. Meditation helps free oneself from low vibrational thoughts and purifies and radiates the aura. Breathing harmonizes the nervous system and creates a state of deep inner peace that is naturally attractive. Prayer or devotion connects individuals to the divine and imbues their presence with a sacred quality that others perceive at the soul level. Spirituality also fosters virtues that promote attraction, patience, wisdom, humility, and self-knowledge. A man who acts according to these principles develops a profound presence that transcends physical attraction. Women are attracted to men who embody divine masculinity, strength combined with wisdom, power, and compassion. This is the very essence of spiritual magnetism. Combined with semen retention, spiritual practices increase a man's sexual frequency and purify and strengthen his aura. His interactions become more meaningful, his relationships more harmonious, and his presence more impactful. He no longer needs to seek validation, as his energy alone inspires respect and admiration. Emotional dominance and aura of stability. A man's ability to control his emotions is one of the most attractive qualities he can develop. Women are naturally attracted to men who radiate stability, serenity, and emotional intelligence. A reactive, easily embarrassed, or emotionally unstable man creates an image of dissatisfaction that repels rather than attracts. Semen control contributes to emotional mastery by preserving and refining life energy, resulting in greater self-control and mental clarity. By practicing semen control, a man gains the ability to observe his emotions rather than allowing them to control him. His nervous system is strengthened, and he becomes more resilient in the face of adversity. This stability is extremely attractive because it reveals to women that he is a calm and serene person, capable of overcoming difficulties without losing his inner balance. A man who is in control of his emotions does not seek validation or recognition. His self-confidence comes from within. Furthermore, emotional discipline allows men to radiate a calm that influences those around them. Women instinctively feel safe and protected in their presence as they perceive their ability to face life's challenges with wisdom and strength. It's not about repressing emotions, but rather channeling them constructively. Instead of reacting impulsively, a man with a refined aura responds with insight and clarity, developing emotional stability. Through self-control and spirituality, also strengthens the ability to form deep and meaningful connections. Relationships based on inner harmony are far more lasting than those based on fluctuating emotions. By controlling his energy and emotions, a man becomes a symbol of strength. He naturally attracts those who seek depth and authenticity, charisma and magnetic presence. Charisma is often considered mere charm or social skills, but true charisma emanates from a man's energy field, When a man is deeply anchored in his masculine essence, he develops a presence that commands attention without constraint. Semen retention plays a crucial role in developing this magnetic presence, amplifying life force and refining personal energy. A man who practices semen retention as a spiritual discipline develops a certain charisma. Her skin appears healthier, her voice deeper, and her movements more conscious and balanced. She doesn't need to actively project this presence. It radiates naturally from her being. Women are attracted consciously or subconsciously to men with this type of subtle energy. Charisma also involves being fully present in the moment. Today, many men face distractions, and their minds constantly drift between thoughts and worries. A man who cultivates his energy through semen retention enjoys greater mental clarity and focus, allowing him to connect deeply with others. When he speaks, his words carry weight. When he listens, he does so with full attention. This unusual presence makes him incredibly attractive. Moreover, his charisma is enhanced by genuine determination. A man who knows his path and invests in his personal development radiates confidence without arrogance. He doesn't woo, but he attracts. Women respect and admire men who have direction and self-awareness because they provide them with security and inspiration. The role of self-respect in building an aura of purity. Self-respect is inseparable from a powerful and pure aura. Without it, a man's energy dissipates, and he becomes vulnerable to outside influences. Today, many men compromise their integrity and seek recognition and validation at the expense of their courage. Semen retention promotes self-respect by teaching discipline, self-control, and a better understanding of one's own worth. When a man respects himself, he sets higher standards for his thinking, behavior, and interactions. He avoids activities that drain his energy or lower his vibrational frequency. He carefully chooses his circle, avoiding negative people or distractions. This self-respect is reflected in his aura. Women perceive a man who values himself and values his goals. Furthermore, a lack of self-respect naturally breeds a disadvantage due to neediness and desperation. One of the biggest mistakes men make in relationships is approaching women with a perspective of loss. They seek to fill a void rather than share abundance. A man who practices semen retention lives in a state of fulfillment. He feels complete and doesn't seek any external validation. This attitude is incredibly seductive. Women are attracted to men who don't provide emotional security, but rather strength, direction, and leadership. When a man nurtures his self-esteem, he becomes a beacon, an unexpected source of light and energy that naturally attracts those who appreciate his worth. The power of silence and inner style in a noisy and constantly stimulating world. The ability to develop one's inner style is a rare and powerful skill. Many men feel the need to prove their worth through excessive conversation, gossip, jokes, or to attract attention. Yet, true strength lies in silence, the ability to remain calm, attentive, and cautious. Semen retention helps men develop this inner style, preserving and refining their energy, leading to a state of deep self-awareness. A man who values silence and style feels no need to dominate conversations or seek external recognition. His mere presence speaks volumes. Women are naturally attracted to men who radiate calm and confidence. This is because calm and style reflect a deep understanding of a man's feelings, thoughts, and desires. Meditation, combined with semen retention, strengthens this inner style. This allows the individual to isolate themselves from unnecessary distractions and develop a peaceful mind. This peace is felt by those around them and creates an undeniable aura of wisdom and depth. Learning to accept silence also helps develop the ability to listen attentively, making interactions more meaningful and profound. Furthermore, silence strengthens the ability to directly access energy. Those who speak less and listen more preserve their life force and use it strategically, rather than wasting it on futile things. This master of words and thought refines their aura and makes their energy more powerful and attractive. The ultimate purpose of sexual energy. Sexual energy is one of a person's most powerful forces, and channeling it determines their vibrational frequency. If left untapped, it leads to exhaustion, distraction, and instability. However, if harnessed and transformed, it becomes a source of creativity, vitality, and spiritual elevation. Semen retention isn't about suppressing semen, but rather about redirecting it, transforming an unusual desire into a force of higher consciousness. Many ancient traditions such as Tantra and Taoism teach that sexual energy is sacred and must be consciously cultivated. A man who understands this will no longer waste his energy on futile activities. Instead, she channels it toward her goals, personal growth and spiritual awakening. This disciplined approach enriches her aura, making her radiant and powerful. Women are attracted to men who master their sexual energy. Unlike men who seek gratification through constant devotion, a man who preserves and refines his energy exudes a magnetic presence. His charisma intensifies, his focus sharpens, and his desire is invaluable. This mastery of sexual energy is exceptional and allows him to stand out in any circumstance. The ultimate goal of sexual energy is to create not only biologically, but also mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. When a man learns to transform this energy, he becomes creative in every area of his life. His aura transforms, moving from desire and lack to abundance and fulfillment, attracting those who connect with his exalted state of being. Masculine polarity and the law of attraction. Masculine polarity is one of the most important factors for a man to form and maintain deep connections with women. It is the natural energetic force that complements the feminine essence. A man who develops a strong masculine polarity radiates leadership, determination, and deep self-esteem. Semen retention strengthens this polarity by promoting discipline, mental clarity, and unwavering self-confidence. When a man conserves his vital energy, he becomes more focused on his goal. He stops seeking external validation and acts with determination and focus. This innate sense of direction is extremely attractive to women, who instinctively seek out men with a clear path and mission. Masculine energy provides structure and stability, giving women a sense of security and self-confidence. Many modern men struggle to maintain this balance, losing discipline and purpose. By practicing semen retention, a man strengthens his inner strength and becomes a natural leader in his relationships and in life. Moreover, a man with a strong masculine polarity doesn't chase but attracts. His energy becomes a force of attraction that draws like-minded people into his life. Rather than seeking relationships out of a sense of loss, they cultivate inner abundance, ensuring that their mere presence is enough to elicit attention and respect. Spiritual attraction and energetic purification. Spiritual attraction is a phenomenon whereby a person's energy field is refined and becomes so powerful that it naturally transfers to others. This type of attraction is not based on appearance or social status, but on the purity and intensity of one's inner energy. Semen retention plays a crucial role in this process, as it preserves and purifies a man's essence. A man who isolates himself, for example through excess and superficial pleasures, forgets his energy field. His aura dissolves and his presence loses its power. However, through spiritual discipline and energy conservation, he refines his vibration and allows his natural appeal to emerge. Women, especially those with spiritual awareness, perceive this energetic purity. They are attracted to men who have done inner work and who radiate wisdom, peace, and strength. Unlike superficial attraction, which quickly fades, spiritual magnetism creates lasting bonds based on mutual respect and energetic alignment. To cultivate this magnetism, a man must not only practice semen retention, but also regularly engage in spiritual practices such as meditation, breathing, and mindfulness. These activities purify the energetic body and promote greater harmony between body, mind, and spirit. When a man reaches this state, his aura speaks louder than words, attracting those who resonate with his boundless energy. The influence of semen retention on mental clarity and decision-making. A clear mind is one of a man's greatest assets. Today, many men suffer from overwork, indecision, and lack of concentration due to overuse or underuse of their vital energy. Semen retention is an effective method that improves cognitive functions and promotes better decision-making and greater mental clarity. When a man maintains his sexual energy, his mind becomes more disciplined and focused. They are no longer easily distracted by external temptations or distractions. This heightened awareness allows them to analyze situations more accurately and make informed decisions aligned with their long-term goals and desires. Mental clarity is especially important in a world filled with noise and disappointments. A person with clear thinking can see beyond illusions and recognize what matters most. They are less likely to be manipulated by social pressure or toxic influences because their inner compass remains strong and unpredictable. Moreover, improved cognitive function fosters creativity and problem-solving skills. Many of history's greatest thinkers, artists, and innovators understood the importance of preserving their vital energy to pursue their intellectual endeavors. By combining semen retention with practices such as reading, focused work, and strategic thinking, a person unlocks their full intellectual potential. Semen retention is a gateway to higher consciousness. Semen retention isn't just a matter of self-discipline or attraction, it's a gateway to higher states of consciousness. Many spiritual traditions emphasize the importance of preserving and refining sexual energy to transcend ordinary perception and achieve deeper wisdom. When a person preserves their energy, their awareness expands beyond the physical world. They begin to perceive synchronicities, develop a keener intuition, and experience moments of profound clarity. Their connection with the universe strengthens, allowing them to discover previously hidden insights. Greater awareness is achieved when a man aligns his thoughts, feelings, and actions with universal principles. Semen retention facilitates this process by raising his vibrational frequency and making him more receptive to divine guidance. He ceases to act solely out of ego and seeks a higher purpose, leading to a more fulfilling and meaningful life. This transformation also enriches his ability to inspire and guide others. A man who embarks on the path to higher consciousness becomes a symbol of wisdom and strength, profoundly influencing those around him. Through semen retention, he not only refines his own energy, but also contributes to the collective spiritual awakening of humanity. Become a man of divine presence. The modern world has conditioned people to seek attraction through external factors, status, wealth, and appearance. While these factors are important, the real secret to deep attraction lies in developing energy. Women are naturally attracted to men with a pure and strong aura, a sign of stability, depth, and spiritual maturity. Semen retention is the foundation of this transformation, but it must be combined with higher spiritual practices. Meditation, breathing, and self-discipline refine a man's energy and make his aura luminous and powerful. This combination creates a presence that women instinctively perceive as exceptional and valuable. Instead of seeking fleeting pleasures, men should focus on mastering their inner world. The goal is not just to attract women, but to be a man with a divine presence, leader, protector, and source of stability. When this transformation occurs, attraction becomes intense and relationships deeply rewarding. The journey begins with a simple decision: cultivate and refine your inner energy. By dedicating yourself to this path, your aura will speak for itself, and you will discover the true essence of divine masculinity.